Alright, we're going to show some clips from earlier in the year, and you can see it looks very strange with the old interface. But this was me desperately trying to get Egyptian Vulture Hedgehog to work. And I'll link to that video in the description if you want to see the whole thing. These are some bonus clips from the end. And you can see that we don't actually get the Egyptian Vulture plus Hedgehog combo because the Hedgehog gets sniped by the Dolphin. It does end up being a win, but for me that one didn't count because I didn't get my combo in the final battle. I did get the Stingray achievement, but here's another one. And you can see I'm getting super desperate at this point. I've got level 3 Stork, I've got level 2 Skunk. We've already used Monkey to get the Vulture to 50-50. Or maybe it was Cat, I don't know. But I think here I'm actually going to buy sell the Angler and get another Skunk. And in the absence of anything, any protective equipment to give the Vulture, I'm just going to go for Pineapple on the Hedgehog. And what ends up happening is the Pineapple Hedgehog gets pulled to the front. And so again, I don't get to see the combo in action, although we do get a funny Stork interaction. And because of broken old Stork, we end up winning by 1 HP. And yeah, so again, that one wasn't really going to satisfy me in terms of getting the combo to work. So in the update, Egyptian Vulture was moved up to tier 5 and changed so that it no longer requires the Faint Pet to be right behind it. So it will activate any Faint Pet on your team, and I think it starts with the closest. So if you deliberately have only one Faint Pet, then it's always going to activate that pet, assuming it survives start of battle. So what I wanted to do was revisit that composition and try and do things a little bit differently. So we're going to go for Hedgehog again, but then the rest of the team, I had a few different things in mind. I wouldn't mind having a Triceratops again, maybe Frigate Bird, to try and stop some of the teams that were messing me up. I really wanted to also have either Bat or Microbe involved so that we were weakening the opposing team. And then when the Hedgehog gets activated over and over again, it's taking so much more health off the opponents. So at the beginning here, I'm just taking the standard lemur start so that we're preserving lives. And I've got the looking for the level 2 Stoat and Capybara as well, just to try and get a Hedgehog. So there's one. A Hedgehog with half decent stats, that is. And we'll also pill the pangolin while we still have the garlic on board. So Hedgehog is in. That's one piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, with Egyptian Vulture moving up a tier, it does mean that you're waiting a lot longer to find it. Or well, 2 turns longer at least. And it kind of makes it even more necessary that you need Monkey to scale it. Now, I'm not saying you can't do one of these types of runs without that if you're just doing a more sensible run, but if you're kind of self-sabotaging by going for Hedgehog or some other Faint Pet that doesn't really make any sense for the Egyptian Vulture, you're probably going to need Monkey or get very lucky with a Cat to get the Egyptian Vulture big enough that you're going to be able to do a lot of damage and then also survive the Hedgehog snipes, because of course we're going to hit our own team. And I'm just looking for the level up on the Stoat, which I do eventually get. And I just buy it because the stat difference between that and the lemur was pretty small. And Elephant Blowfish. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about it, but thankfully it's not a particularly strong team because they don't have enough levels yet. And so somehow we're on turn 7 with 5 hearts. Unusual situation, but we do get the banana blobfish in the shop. I don't think I actually end up pilling the blobfish. I think what I do here is banana pill the eagle, hoping to get Egyptian Vulture because it's turn 7. But I don't remember exactly what I get here. Oh, it's turkey. And that's also fine. We're going to sell the Stoat and we get whale. So whale was also on the list. I kind of wouldn't mind doing one where whale either swallowed the Hedgehog and then the Hedgehog had mushrooms so the Egyptian Vulture could still activate it, although that would mean that it came back as a 1-1. But I also thought about whale microbe, and you can see here I do freeze. Oh, well, I almost freeze the microbe and then decide to change my mind because much like those clips at the beginning, microbe is just so frustrating to use sometimes. I mean, it's very funny, but it's so frustrating sometimes where you bring in the microbe and then the next 3 teams you face all have turtle or tar or something. You're much better off just waiting and then bringing it in at the end. So we're going to get the level 2 monkey very, very quickly. And this is partly why I tend to avoid doing this, because it's so strong getting it on level 2 monkey, turn 8 plus another monkey. I mean, it's I guess it's just as well monkey is free to play, otherwise the free to play players would probably riot. And this team has Nyala inside, was it Beluga there? But we're going to end up winning anyway, even though our Hedgehog is level 1 still. So now it's turn 9 and we're still on 5 hearts. And I can just buy sell the cow here and bring yet another monkey in. We still don't have the Egyptian Vulture and we only have 3 wins to go. We'll just throw the lemon onto the whale as well. And because of course it's going to take damage from the Hedgehog once we actually find the Egyptian Vulture. And here, classic example of what I was talking about, microbe team, and we end up killing our own team with the Hedgehog. And yeah, I actually rewatched that one because I wasn't sure what had happened, but it was tar that came out of the stork. So I think here I am going to level 2. Am I going to level 2 the monkey or level 3? Okay, we're just going to go for the level 2 vulture as quickly as possible. And yeah, we'll bring in a second vulture and just let the whale swallow it. But +4, +6 is just so good. We're not going to get the vulture trigger this turn. And in fact, yeah, the vulture that comes out of the whale isn't going to get a kill either. So we are starting to hemorrhage lives, but the rate at which the monkey is scaling the vulture up, and we're now going to get a level 3. We really just need to find a microbe and freeze it. And I think I'm going to take the mammoth here just until such time as I can find the microbe. I really would like to get some kind of protection on the vulture, and you can see here, the classic peanut scam with the deer, but thankfully the rest of their squad is very, very weak. And I say that, it's not necessarily as weak as you would think. It's mainly because my team has been scaled by monkey, that it just looks that much stronger than really it should be at this stage of the game. So now we're just hard rolling for microbe because I have the 9 wins already. It would have been nice to pill the mammoth. And we actually come down to the last roll, so that was very lucky there. But of course, again, we're in a situation of a very weak pet in the second spot. But hopefully the whale's higher attack will mean that it doesn't get sniped. And we end up facing this husky team with the T-Rex. So we are going to finally get our first Egyptian Vulture activation on 9 wins. We're going to get 2. And then the porcupine ends up shooting back and activating the Hedgehog again. And so the microbe spawns and we end up winning. It would have been nice to see how much further that team could have gone, but I think the husky T-Rex squads would rapidly overtake us.